All right, let's get into it. Today, we're looking at this really fascinating piece from Liquidation Lab that uses the story of Exodus as a powerful metaphor for the psychological journey every single trader goes on. We're talking about going from the slavery of bad habits into the long wilderness of discipline. Let's dive in.
So this opening idea really sets the stage for everything. See, Exodus isn't just about escaping slavery. It's about that long, hard road through the wilderness. For a trader, what does that mean? It means you've broken free from your old destructive habits, but you're not at consistent profitability yet. That tough, in-between space, that's the wilderness. And that's where all the real work gets done.
So every journey has to start somewhere, right? It starts with a calling. This first part is all about realizing that your unique past, whatever it is, has actually prepared you for this. And it's about learning to finally push past those initial excuses that are holding you back. Now here's how the source wants you to reframe your own personal history. Think about it. Just like Moses was shaped by his really unique upbringing, your past career, your struggles, your wins, none of that was wasted. That is your specific preparation. That's your edge. And those excuses we all make, not enough capital, not enough time, they're just like the objections Moses had. They're just delaying tactics. And believe me, there's a real practical solution for every single one of them.
And this brings us to a really crucial takeaway. You've got to stop seeing your background as some unrelated thing and start looking at it for your strengths. Seriously, did your old job teach you intense discipline? Did raising a family build unbelievable resilience? These aren't just fluffy personality traits. These are the actual professional tools you need to win in the market right now.
Okay, so this leads right into the next stage, the confrontation. Once you accept the call, you have to turn around and face that inner tyrant. You know, the bad habits that's keeping you from real freedom and consistency.
And I love this. The source material actually personifies your worst trading habit, calling it Pharaoh. And isn't that a perfect fit? Think about it. That habit is stubborn. It refuses to let you go, and it seems to get even stronger every time you try to fight it. So the key lesson here is you can't beat something that ingrained with just one little attempt. No, it requires a sustained, escalating campaign of serious discipline.
So what does that campaign actually look like in practice? Well, it's a system of escalating consequences. Instead of just getting mad at yourself and then doing it again, you create a clear, defined plan. Each time you repeat that same mistake, the plague gets worse. This isn't about beating yourself up. It's a structured process designed to break a habit that's dug in deep. This leads to such a powerful idea. Your risk management protocol is your Passover. It's that specific, deliberate action you have to take before disaster even thinks about striking. When a flash crash or a crazy news spike, the destroyer, rips through the market, it doesn't spare accounts by Lek. It passes over the ones that have clear, protective rules already painted on the door.
And this brings us to a moment every single trader feels deep in their bones, the Red Sea moment. You know the feeling. You're trapped, you've got this army of your past losses chasing you from behind, and this giant sea of future uncertainty right in front of you. You are totally, completely paralyzed.
And the lesson here is so simple, but man is it powerful. The sea does not part while you're standing there waiting for a sign. It parts when you take one step forward. You can't wait for certainty to show up. The only way through that fear is to just execute the next small, discipline action in your plan. That's it.
So we've crossed the Red Sea, but now we enter the wilderness. And let's be clear, this isn't a weekend trip. This is the long, hard journey, where you forge the day-in, day-out habits of a real professional. This is where your character as a trader is truly built. What a perfect analogy for overtrading. The market provides a certain amount of opportunity each day. That's your mana. Mana greed is when you hit your daily target and then, instead of stopping, you get greedy. You try to hoard more. And you know what happens, right? Just like in the story, that extra mana almost always rots, and you end up giving back all of your hard-won gains and then some. Okay, this quote here, it sets the stage for a very modern trading problem. Moses is gone, the leadership is silent, and the people get antsy. What does that sound like? It's exactly what happens when the market goes quiet and our patience just completely wears thin. And that restlessness, that boredom, it leads directly to what the source calls the golden calf trait. When the market is slow and your system is telling you to do nothing, impatience kicks in. You start manufacturing setups that aren't there, you switch strategies, you chase noise, you literally build an idol, a golden calf out of pure boredom. It is a complete substitute for real, patient discipline.
So, to combat this impulse, the source says we need our own 10 commandments. And look, these are not suggestions. These are the non-negotiable, written-in-stone laws that protect you from yourself. They aren't meant to restrict you. They're the very foundation that creates true freedom from those emotional, impulsive decisions.
And all of that brings us to the final stage, building. Now it's about taking all those lessons and constructing a process, a system that is designed from the ground up for one thing: precision and consistency.
This chart just makes the point perfectly. When God gave the instructions for the tabernacle, they were incredibly specific, down to the last hook and loop. Your trading plan needs that exact same level of precision. Looks like a good setup is not a system. 1 hour 50 EMA pros with RSI below 30 is a system. A vague plan will always give you vague results. True profitability, the glory, can only fill a structure that's built with exactness. So finally, let's pull back and look at the big picture here. Why is this whole journey so dang hard? What is the real purpose of all this struggle in the wilderness?
And this right here, this is probably the most profound insight in the entire piece. The wilderness, that long, frustrating learning phase with the small losses and the slow growth, it is not a punishment for your failure. It is essential preparation. It's a training ground specifically designed to strip away your old slave mentality of fear and impatience and to build the version of you who is actually capable of handling long-term, sustained success.
And so we end with this final powerful question. The promised land of consistent profitability. It's real, but it's reserved for those who actually complete the training, not for those who try to find a shortcut around it. So the question to leave you with is this: what does it mean for you to finish the wilderness? What part of your preparation do you still need to complete? That's the question to carry with you.